So we just had our fifth company cross the $10 million of book revenue in 1 year mark. And I just want to show you the things we've been doing differently to consistently do this, because I want you to be able to consistently do it as well. Before I get too far into this, I just want to make really clear why we do this. Most people, most founders, most operators, most tech leaders, they imagine what's going to happen over the next year. They will then rationalize that imagination through numbers. Okay. But when people plan, I don't think I've ever met anyone, I doubt you have as well. I don't think I've met anyone that's ever had their life go according to plan or their business grow according to plan. In the long run, yes, sure. But every month, every year, things usually, more often than not, get off track. I think Mike Tyson had a great quote about this. He said, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. In business, you get punched in the face all the time. We all have scars from that happening. And so in order to get ahead of that, something we like to use are models. Okay, models are views of the world that allow you to make decisions for what you're going to do when a circumstance arises before it happens. Because there's something that always shows up in business, in life, in relationships. What is that something? It's emotions. And when emotions happen, your view of reality gets clouded. So it's really good to have a plan of what you're going to do ahead of time, a lot of if-then statements, a lot of decision trees. So that way, when something arrives, you don't have to make a decision in that moment when you're emotional or emotionally charged or having ups and downs. You can just follow what you've already laid out, your decision-making framework or model. So this right here is the cash financial model, okay? It's how we've been able to scale these businesses while keeping them profitable and really follow the true definition of scale, which is increase your top line while reducing expenses exponentially. Okay, we want to make sure all startups that go through our program or interact with us are experiencing this. And so we do it through this model. I'm going to explain this model really quickly. So over here on the left, you're going to see what current revenue is in the expenses breakdown. And then you want to put in your desired revenue in the expenses breakdown. So let's say for this example, $80,000 a month right now, you're doing almost $1 million a year. You want to get to about $2.4 million a year. So this quickly breaks down how many customers you need, etc. And then you break down what your delivery team, and this is the services component that you'll offer, maybe some onboarding, maybe some implementation for your softwares. Maybe you have a separate custom software agency that you kind of lump in with your company. Over here, we want to look at the cost that you have for bringing in revenue. Okay, so that's your advertising, your marketing team, your sales. That's a separate section. After that, we want to look at what are all the operational expenses you have. You're going to have R&D, you're going to have your G&A, tools, tech, you're going to have client success. All these come into that. Once you get that, you take out some taxes, you're going to get your net cash flow. Okay, so how much cash is left at the end of every month as you go through this growth journey? Now on the right side, we see we have the same things. The way this works really well is, or why this works really well, is because most people, as they grow, they maintain the same margins. And it's just a decision they made when they were, younger. Like some of you have been doing this for years, just like, I have decades of this. And that's not necessarily how you want to run a business. You want to run your business the way you ran it on day one, or even day 365. You want to continuously evolve your business just like you're continuously evolving all the time. And so what we want to do is make sure that these percentages are changing. And so what does that really do? Well, it gives us some insights into two things. One, how your business is structured now and how it's going to be structured in the future. And two, how you think about your business. Because believe it or not, everybody has blind spots. Everybody is thinking about things in the way that they've always thought about them. Maybe they'll learn something new from a book. Maybe they'll learn something new from an experience or an insight that they get. But that doesn't change that much. You're not going to massively change your business because a lot of times it'll break it. Just because. And so what we want to see is, how are you thinking right now? How are you thinking compared to the market or benchmarks that are out there? And what do you need personally, and what does your team need to be able to really scale this thing? And so really easy example. You want to go from $1 million a year almost to 2.4. Can you go from 80 customers to 200 customers? Can you service that much without increasing your client success too much? Probably not. So what you probably have to do is increase your price. And by the way, increasing your price has been one of the biggest factors in scaling these companies. Going from, $500 a year, $500 a month kind of projects to $1 million a year, it'll absolutely change everything. Now, not everybody's ready for that. Not everybody believes they can deliver that kind of value. And so these are some of the insights that we get into as we scale these businesses. Now, why is that so important? Why is it important to see your own insights and see how the business is evolving and make sure that these things are kind of planned out? I think it really goes back to the ups and downs of a business. Okay? Businesses are all ups and downs. I've rarely seen a business just go up and up and up. And the ones that do go up and up really fast, they come down pretty fast too. I don't know if you guys have noticed the long tail theory of value creation, but it's there. And so when there's ups and downs, people make decisions that aren't as great as they could be. And when it's down, you make some bad decisions based on constraints and scarcity and things just getting in your way, things that, certain beliefs, certain values, certain patterns that you might have. And when you're up, it gets even worse. What do people do when they have $1 million or $2 million a month? They start hiring like every single month is going to be $1 million or $2 million. They start overspending. That's where this lack of scale comes in. That's the biggest issue that most founders and leaders and tech operators have, is that they make decisions when things are going well, and they don't make decisions when things are going badly. And what you really need to do is make your decisions ahead of time based on a model, like this cash financial model, that can allow you to kind of sail through these things day to day. We've had a lot of founders come to us, and they're really happy with the way we advise them on running these businesses, because it's more about them growing sustainably and them feeling calm as they grow. And you can have that too if you make your decisions ahead of time. Jeff Bezos makes one good decision a day. How is he able to do that? Well, he has these models. He has systems that follow these models. He has people that follow those systems and models. He has tools that are, created or found because of these systems and models. And so we want to make sure you can do that too. And so if you want to learn how to make this financial model in a way that you can make less decisions on a day-to-day basis, you get less of that decision fatigue, you have more energy at the end of the day than when you started it, like a lot of our founders do, like I do, then you can book a call with us below. There should be a link in the comments. There should be a link on the description. There should be a link, in the post, depending on where you're seeing this. But it's incredibly important to have a life that you enjoy, and your business is a component of that life. And really exploring and enjoying the full aspects of things while you're here on this planet for this short time. I don't think there's anything more important than that. And so I'm going to take a step back here and tell you a little bit about one of our masterminds that we have, which is essentially a private community that we run for tech founders, operators, tech leaders that are doing around $500K a year to $20 million a year. And masterminds are incredibly important. Having people that you can be around that are going through the same problems that you've maybe experienced or are going to experience, it creates a normalcy around this. You can't go to your neighbor if they don't run a business. You can't go to them and tell you got $1 million sale. You can't go to them and tell them that you're worried about payroll after $1 million sale. It doesn't compute for them. It doesn't make any sense. And so stuff like that will sound crazy to them. And you're not crazy, obviously. You can't build what you build by being crazy. But you do live a very different life. And that's outside of their Overton window, for lack of a better term. And so joining a mastermind for that reason, incredibly important. You can also get access to a thought leader. People love having me as a co-pilot in their business when they're doing certain financial decisions, hiring decisions, scaling decisions, selling decisions. There's a lot of different things that go on. We generate over 9 figures now just by being a co-pilot, being that thought partner for founders and now operators as well. And so those are huge reasons to join. I highly recommend it. It is the single most fun thing I've ever done in my entire life, and everybody else agrees. And so let me go through this really quick. If you want to join a private network that helps you as you grow past that $20 million mark, then I encourage you to apply now. Like I said, we generated 9 figures revenue, hundreds of millions in valuations, it might be higher now. And we learned all these things that some founders don't necessarily learn anywhere else. The financial modeling, the growth tools, management frameworks to keep you calm and build a sustainable business. So like I said, this is to help people get past $10 or $20 million a year. It's for tech founders and operators between $500K to $20 million a year. And it's really cool. We meet up twice a year in person. People fly in from all over the world. And we have these really intimate events where we get to know each other. We get to know each other's problems. We get to solve each other's problems. We see who's doing it best. And we start applying it to everybody else in the program because, things change. You may have noticed sales and marketing has changed in the past year or so, and venture funding as well. And so just finding the best ways that people are doing it now has been just amazing for all the companies that, that I'm involved in. And so if this is you, you're between $500K to $20 million a year. We've noticed that people are struggling with a couple different things. Maybe it's one of these things, maybe it's something else. But it's usually cash flow, making enough sales to cover payroll every month, especially if you've overhired. Scaling your team while maintaining high profits, a little tough to do. Running your business with data and 20% plus profits. A lot of founders, they keep investing into R&D and more product, and it grows too much. And so we want to make sure that you're getting enough profits to really feel calm, like I said, while still getting massive output. So there's little tricks to be able to do that. Predictably hiring and managing sales and marketing. Everyone is struggling with this in the entire industry. It's not just you if you're struggling with it. Scaling up a team is very different now. The way you attract leads, the way you interact with customers is very different now. And so we want to make sure you're able to get in a good way, like we've seen and we've been doing in our companies. Finding friends that come across similar problems. Finding friends is great. I know it's not easy to be the only person doing $1 million, 10 million, some of people 50 million a year. Just being around people that have experienced it, have sold companies, have built billion-dollar companies, it just changes the game. And lastly, it's structuring the business for you to feel calm while it's growing. Entrepreneurship has become this crazy hustle, don't sleep, do whatever you can kind of world. And, I think it's fine to have some nights like that, but if it becomes your month, becomes your year, becomes years, it's like every day is the same thing, a lot of hustle, not much health, it kind of becomes your life. And trading health for money it's not a good deal, because by the time you get money, you can't really get your health back. And so, we want to make sure you can get that structure for your business for you to feel calm while growing. Like I said, we've had over 5 companies get, to the tens of millions. I would love to help you get it too. If you have access to this page, or if you sign up for a call, we'll send you these case studies. You can kind of get an idea of, how people are really benefiting, what they're learning. Like, these people love to give back. I'm sure you probably do as well. So it's a lot of here's what I'm learning right now. This is why this insight's so important. Here's how it can apply to you. And so that's what these videos are for. And how it works is you get everything that you need to grow past 10 million, some of you even higher. So we'll do a custom plan. We'll map out your 5-year financial model. This will allow you to make less decisions, raise money if you need to, hire really good people and allocate for it way ahead of time. Start recruiting now instead of, when you need the person. It gives you a lot of benefits. We get you an accountability coach. So one-on-one support, you can text them, you can call them, you can WhatsApp them, you can Slack them any time of day. These coaches, they love working. They love helping people like you. It's like having a friend, right? You're not going to not respond to your friend. It's the same thing with these coaches. I'm one of these coaches as well, so you can get access to that too. Live events. Like I said, we do 2 in-person events every single year. We do 2 on Zoom as well. So it's 4 total events that we do once a quarter. We do these events. And since the group's really intimate right now, we just allocate for whenever people have availability. So it's a pretty good time to get in because we can make sure it fits within your schedule. We have event recording. So if you miss anything, you miss a day, maybe your flight gets messed up, maybe you just can't make it because you're sick. We have event recordings. You can go back to them whenever you want, and you'll just be able to watch them, get the insights again. Maybe you don't want to apply it now, you want to apply it next quarter. You can go back and review it, and that's super important. There's a bunch of tools that we give people. So basically anything on the business side. So this is your focus, your leadership skills essentially. your financial systems, your growth systems, so like sales and marketing, your product success systems, anything on the business side to really scale your business, to get a good business model to scale your business. We have tools for that. We built it for ourselves, we built it for the companies I own equity in, and we build it for people in the program that just ask as well. So a lot of tools there that are custom for you that we can help you implement. Next is the community. We have a community of 7 to 9 figure founders and operators. We have people that have done $1 trillion in assets under management that come in and hang out with us too. There's a lot of different types of people that we bring in that are just extremely professional, extremely smart, and they just know what they're doing and they don't tolerate BS. And so if you're like that, like, you'll really enjoy these people. It's not about the different stories of all this stuff that happened. It's like, here's what matters. And I like people like that. I don't know about you. There's coaching as well. Once a week, everybody hops on. I'm on there. You guys can lean on me. I've built multiple 8-figure companies, generate over 9 figures, like I said. So most of the problems that you have, I probably know the answer to. If I don't, I know someone that does, so I can get you that answer. So that's why the coaching is really valuable. It's a really fun call too. It's Thursday mornings. Everybody hops on. Like, we have a great time. Evenings if you're in Europe. But it's a great time to just be around founders that are having fun, getting shit done, growing their companies, enjoying themselves, and just have that camaraderie. And lastly is support. So like I said, there's daily support. You can message whenever you want. You can ask questions whenever you want, any time of day. Just throw it in there, and we get to it as we get to it, and make sure that you get what you need, and you can really grow. And it's really interesting. People in the beginning, they start implementing the systems and have a great time. And then eventually it becomes either you're messaging us if there's a crisis, and then we got to solve it. Like, we've done a bunch of company turnarounds over the past couple of years. That's a big part of growth, honestly. Or it's just celebrations. I got this kind of client, we closed this kind of deal. Someone messaged me saying they got a $30.5 million deal, for example. Not really many places you can say that. You don't want to tell everybody because then your competitors know, but you can come and hang out and have those conversations with us. A lot of our founders are also like very family oriented. So it's more like wins around their kids, wins around their relationships, what they're doing to really spend time in that love section of life. And so you can get support on all those things too. And you can get it daily and just have co-pilot, a founder, a thought partner in your pocket that you can just message whenever. And just so you guys know, the best really take advantage of this. They message every single day, multiple times a day. It does not bother us. We love it. Honestly, like, we want to hear from you guys going on this awesome journey because it's electrifying. Like, I know you guys know this. When you're engaged, when you got that community, when you're running in the same direction, like, the fire just grows. So I want to make sure that you guys know that. So, hey, look, if you're interested in learning more, finding out if this is going to really work for you, if you're going to fit in with this group of founders as well, just apply now. Like I said, there's a link in the comments or the post or the description, wherever you're seeing this video. And you can also go to focusfounder.com/refocus-mastermind to be able to just book a call with us, hang with us, jam with us, and see if this is something that's not only going to help you, be more calm throughout your journey, but massively grow your company. Like, people's lives have changed. Some of the fastest growing founders, when they came to us, it was like they had mortgaged their houses, they had taken every loan possible. They were really committed. They were absolutely committed, but they didn't have the right model, right? And because they didn't have the right model, it was just so many decisions they had to make all the time. They weren't profitable. A lot of money was getting wasted. And that's kind of why they ended up in that position. And now we got people that, those same people were tens of millions, over 100 million for some of them. And it's just a couple tweaks, a couple challenges from us when we know that you're doing things in a slightly wrong way, a couple insights, a couple wins, like celebrating some wins. Just these things, you know this probably better than I do. They really build that momentum. They really build that fervor, that excitement. And that's probably why you started this business in the first place. You had a sense of juice, excitement, like this feeling that's not describable for how you know that you're gonna change the world. how you know that this dream that you have is actually real and you're going to make it real. And so just hop on a call. Let's have some fun. Let's get to know each other. Let's see if this would be a good fit for you this year. And this is Q4. It's October 2024. It's a great time to join. This is a yearly thing. So right now is a great time for you to jump in and really just change the way your trajectory is going. Not just of your business, but also of your emotional life. And so, again, hop in, let's have a call, and let's go for it.